Okay, hi. I'm Dr. JJ Kelly, and you're joining me for Throw Up Thursday, and we are on location. Sam is still here. Yeah, we canceled the flight for him back, but we got one now. It's just I'm going also.
I'm a hostage.
You are a hostage. Is that Olivia? Yes. So, Thursdays where you come barf your problems and then you feel better. We are...
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you
I'm
doing?
good. Look at this, dude. Can you see the sky there? And
Whoa.
then look at the sky there.
Oh my God. Where are you?
We're up at the Sonoma Mission Inn. We're like a commercial.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's a winery up here that is run by people from Wisconsin.
Oh, hell yeah.
And last year they opened up today. So I was like, please, can we do one of the tastings? Because we did it last year when he was visiting. What?
Didn't they open up Saturday, but then?
Yeah. They said we don't do food until Saturday. I was like, ooh, that doesn't work. Can we please do Friday? And she's like, I'll check and call you back. And they said yes.
Aww.
She's like, I was so excited to call you and tell you yes because you're so excited.
Aww.
Yeah,
I
so
love
we're
that.
doing that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's gonna be sweet. How are you?
I'm good.
Doing?
I'm house sitting actually starting today for the rest of the weekend, so I get my own house.
Oh,
and I'm
really
going to be
up.
taking care of an old man cat, and he's very sweet, and I'm very excited. And then I start work on Monday.
Oh my gosh, first day.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
So I'm feeling all of these things kind of falling into my lap in this really nice, manageable, and exciting way that I'm just oh, thanks, universe.
Good for you, dude. Are you nervous?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly excited. It's not, I'm taking care of kids, so that's in my wheelhouse.
That's your jam.
And
yep.
Yeah, and I'm helping, which is what I've been wanting to do. And I know how to deal with a kid. It'll be fine.
Yes, you
I'm
sure do.
What if he doesn't like me? Silly.
That is so the wrong thing to ask or think. Who says that? I would be like, if this kid doesn't mind me,
yeah,
we're gonna have some problems. I'm not worried about whether he likes me.
I know.
Kid better not give me grief.
I know. That's not the job, is not to get this kid to like me. It's to help him.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So hello to those joining us. I saw Alyssa. Did you?
Hi.
I didn't. They're coming in too fast for me to see what's happening.
I see
hi,
Alyssa.
Thank you for joining.
Hi.
What are you? Okay, so first question.
All right. Well, since Allie's here, I have a question from Allie.
Great.
So we can go for that one.
Go for it.
Okay. So she said it's long, so I've kind of condensed it. But she said that she's feeling very territorial and irritated with having a roommate. Her roommate has loud video call meetings all day long and it is not in alignment with my values to ask her to do headphones because I know she has to deal with listening to me train / my music, which I'm sure is equally disruptive. It's also her house. How can I help myself validate my territorial anger while also accepting and finding an outlet that's not her for that anger?
Well, Allie knows the answer to that question. First of all, I think that you're probably pissed at something else. And that it's just coming out sideways. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is irritating, legit irritating, but there's no way of getting around that right now. That's kind of and Allie's even saying what's fair is fair. Mm-hmm. So there's some sort of willfulness going on there, like a refusal to let go, refusal to accept the situation as it is. She's probably shooting the shit out of that situation and making herself miserable. Mm-hmm. So, maybe she does earplugs or headphones. Mm-hmm. And get outside. Yeah. Getting outside helps. Yeah, it's the gyms are closed and I can't train it. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not. Yeah, totally. Because we're all I want to do it my way. I'm sick of this shit. I shouldn't have to. Remember? Yeah. I shouldn't have to do this. I want things to be back to normal. I think this is a really good lesson for everybody in that adjustments have been made, big ones. We've made concessions. We've let go of things. We've grieved things. And now it's like, it's like, okay, be over now. I
Yeah.
did the thing. You know how that grieving process,
Yeah.
where like
That's what I
after
was
2
thinking.
years or something, you're like, okay, now can I have that person back?
Mm-hmm.
Or I say that like, you know, with trauma in childhood too, there's some weird fantasy that we hold on to where it's like we've put money in a bank account or something and now we get to cash it out at 30
Yeah.
or something.
Yes.
And like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to have any more trauma in my life. I already did that.
Mm-hmm. I remember getting in arguments with you, be like, I shouldn't have to do this work anymore. I've already done it.
Yeah.
And it's so, and I've been reading about how a lot of people are experiencing like this kind of wall of just like, you know, we're coming up
Nope.
on the year. Yeah, you know, just being like, fuck, still?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
okay. And, you know, trying to, it's hard. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
collective trauma that everyone's,
Totally.
and I
Totally.
totally can get with that feeling of being like, I've done all the hard work. And sometimes, especially with grieving, I get caught up in this thinking of like, well, then what am I even doing it for if I don't get that
Yes.
person
Oh my
back?
God. Yes.
Which is
Yes.
like, you know, you say it and it's like
Bratty.
so easy to, it's easy to validate that, like, of course, you know, but also you're not doing it for anything. You're doing it for you. That's
Yeah.
like the thing to remind myself when that pops into my head is it's
Yes.
like, I could either be fucking miserable and suffer, or I can do the work, you know,
Yes.
and that's a much better alternative.
Yes. And Allie's point here, I think, is a good one in this last comment because Allie's not the only one that makes herself miserable by forgetting to validate her emotions. And that is that's really one of the quickest ways to make yourself miserable is
Yeah.
to forget to validate your feelings. You know, like the shoulding your anger. I shouldn't still be mad a year later. Like what? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Like says who, by the way? Like why wouldn't we be mad a year later when the same shit is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to come and go. It's definitely going to come and go. It's not going to be nonstop all the time, which makes it all the more effective and sensible to validate it when it shows up so that you can let it go and it's
Yeah.
not festering inside of you. So, yeah, that's a funny one too because we all are kind of like stomp on our feet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, it's not like shit's open yet. Yeah, like the winery opening today. I'm like, let's go right now.
Yeah.
Christmas. And that was something I was gonna say. Do something different. Do anything different. We all have an opportunity here. Like, just go try something, just to mix it up. I think not only did we get forced into a routine we never wanted, now we're still in it a year.
Yeah.
You know, like mix it up. Go do something. You know, there are drive-ins that are open.
Mm-hmm.
Allie loves driving. It's not like you can't, like, you can go watch a movie by yourself, particularly in your car.
Also, watching movies by yourself is the best.
Totally.
I like it more than watching, like going to a theater or going to a drive-in by yourself is better than going with someone else.
I've never been to a drive-in by myself, but
Me
I
neither,
would.
but I imagine that it is like you get to be all cozy in your car. You can bring like a blanket.
Totally. Totally. And I know that Fort Mason does it, and then there's that
Mm-hmm.
one out in Concord. So, you know, try that. I mean, try anything. It doesn't have to be what I suggested, but
Mm-hmm.
do something to mix it up. And shooting our emotions, we got to be real, real careful and tender with ourselves all this time later. So be nice, please, to yourself and others, but self in this case. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm writing down an idea. So you were like, oh,
Ooh.
we need to be careful about shooting your emotions. And I was like, that'd be a great kids book
Oh, yeah,
to
it
like
would.
teach not to like should, like, you know, yeah, like a big monster is the should or something.
Totally, totally. Let's make sure that isn't out there already.
Yeah.
What do you
If it
say?
is, then we can talk about it.
Sam's over there drinking champagne going, shooter, you shooter.
Shooter's coming.
Okay. So I'm getting from the peanut gallery here. Okay, what's the next?
A live studio audience.
What's the next question?
Okay, I got another question. This is for a friend. So she applied to PhD programs and now she's waiting. And
In
so,
what?
and she's, um, ugh, like I should know this, but I don't remember.
Okay.
But, and so she applied to a bunch and she's like, the waiting is like she's suffering so much waiting. So how to cope with that stress and kind of like not future trip when you're just waiting.
You gotta just let it go. Dude, I mean, what? That's like in complete parallel process to the pandemic. We're
Mm-hmm.
waiting for it to be over.
Yeah.
So that's probably making this PhD waiting times a million.
Yeah.
However, it's the same shit. And therefore, I have pretty much the same answer, which is stop
Mm-hmm.
imposing your will on reality, on how it
Mm-hmm.
should be. Come on. Like, by the way, if it's a rejection, it's not like making it come sooner. It's going to be great. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
the not knowing. It's like, God, we're just so anxious with not knowing things.
Yeah.
You'll know when you know, and I'm sure you'll get into some, and maybe you won't get into all of them. But dude, you can't push a river on that one. And again, being kind.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you plan the celebration you're going to have when you get your number one pick
Mm-hmm.
that says, come on over? Like, instead of bitching about how much time is going by or like refresh,
Mm-hmm.
just plan the celebration and make it
Yeah.
elaborate, by the way, because getting into a PhD program is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
make the
think
celebration a big
what
deal.
what she's doing is she's like going straight to the like I'm not going to get into any of them at all, which
That's a
is not.
great way to make yourself miserable. I mean, that's that thing, right? Where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, if I say worst case scenario out loud and I don't get my hopes up, then
Yeah.
I won't be devastated if I don't get into one of these. But
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be devastated if you don't anyway. So why not get your hopes up? And you know, I don't know how your friend feels about like manifesting and shit like that. But
Mm-hmm.
like, why don't you just do visualizations of you opening the letter and it says yes?
Yeah.
That even if that's pretend, using your imagination and daydreaming in that way is going to affect your central nervous system and your brain chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna feel better.
Yeah.
So do some pretending, do some playing. Yeah, and
Definitely.
some self-soothe too, like baths and shit. Like, that is legit stressful, but
Mm-hmm.
the best you can do is just not make yourself more miserable in the I'm never gonna get you can't what do you got, a crystal ball? You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, when I was talking to her, I was telling her that I have done a thing in the past where I think that because I like have anxiety and trauma, that means I like can predict the future. And just because I have this like, ball in my stomach means that I know that the bad thing is going to happen. And that's not true,
Yeah, well said.
you
Yes.
know.
Yep, your nails look good too.
Thanks, I
Yeah,
got a dip set.
that looks
And
good.
so they're fun and like acrylic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your friend can follow up with me too if they
Mm-hmm.
want to.
Okay.
But
So I'll let her know.
congratulations. That's a big step. Applying.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great
Definitely.
step. So, all right, what's up?
Okay, I just got a question hot off the press from
Ooh.
Grace.
Ooh.
Okay, so they say, I went on a date last weekend and it was very sweet and fun. And at the end, he was like, I'm not looking for anything serious. I feel disappointed and scared and mad because I like him and also don't want to keep pursuing people who aren't emotionally available. Any tips on how to proceed?
Let it go. Move on. Don't think about it even another second. Again though, I don't know. I must be in a mood, but I say celebrate the fact that you had the guts to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the next one. Make a whole like flowery, fun, imaginative list of the qualities of yeah, exactly. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. You missed out, boy. Dumb boy. Make a list of maybe not the characteristics, like I don't like the idea of people making lists of like physical features and shit like that. I mean, do what you want to do. I don't care. But I think making a list of your values and then make a list of the values you hope they have. And they're probably going to be really similar. But like, what's a deal breaker for you? If you have one of your values and you're like, if they don't have the same one, no, not even. Oh, you're already relieved. Look at you with the strength and resilience. Yes, you are so welcome. That was easy.
Already started list of relationship desires. Hell
yes,
yeah.
Yeah. And the values and qualities of the person that is lucky enough to date you, Grace. Like, I'm not looking for anything. Why the fuck did you take me out then? Like, you know what I mean? Like
it's just like that's some lame, intellectualized. Like, I don't actually want to be vulnerable, so.
Dude, who still says that line? By the way, like, mix it up so you don't sound like you're saying that line.
I love how people say that and they think that they're like really unique in that way. They're like, whoa, yeah. They're like, at least I'm being like honest about it.
Yes.
It's like, oh my god, barf.
At least I'm being honest. At least you're honestly a dickhead. God, oh my god. So gross. Right.
Yeah, right? Like, right. What's the point?
Right? Who would not want to date Grace? Give me a break. What else? Psst, whatever. Boy, who? We don't even know who the hell that is. Done. Next. Thanks for asking the question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grace, they will not have any problems finding someone to date. I think that Grace's standards may not be high enough. That's why the values thing. And, if you go on looks, you are probably talking yourself out of noticing some negative qualities of the person that you don't really dig on. Yeah. But you're like, oh, cute, this or that or whatever. We can get kind of wooed by dumb stuff, and we've all done it. That's why the list of values is probably the way to go. Yeah. Love you back.
I think sometimes I've gotten like, back when I was like really trying to find somebody and I was like dating a lot, it was more of like trying to find somebody and this like big idea of a somebody. So every person that I dated, I was like, okay, here's how I think I could fit you in here or fit you in here. And it wasn't necessarily about like, let me just get to know who this person is and see if it ends up working out. It was like this idea of who I wanted them to be. And so then when it didn't work out, I was so much more disappointed because it wasn't like, oh, I just met someone we didn't get along. It was like, you're not that person that I wanted you to be. And so I think in dating, it's like just getting to know people. And if people show you who they are when you're looking, like usually pretty quickly. And so if you're not just looking to fill a spot, it's like you can actually see way clearer what's going on.
That is so mature. Olivia. I am so impressed by that. Look at you all grown up. Oh my God. And I just want to put a fine point on that. The grasping, the clinging, any of that kind of feeling of maybe desire is what I want to say, although I don't think that's wholly like, yeah. I don't think that desire is necessarily a negative thing. However, the root of suffering does have that grasp, that like you got to be in the flow of it'll happen or it won't. Like there's a freedom and a freeness to that feeling versus the tight grip. So, yeah.
If you haven't watched Daniel Sloss's comedy special Jigsaw, Grace and anybody, you should watch it because that's so good. Yeah.
Nice. All right, next.
I have another question on a similar vein. So my friend was in a pretty gnarly breakup, and so their ex just got a new partner. And so how were some tips on how to like cope with that?
do not, you got to get them off of your social media.
Mm-hmm.
Do not cyber stalk them. And everybody knows that, and yet everyone seems to do it anyway. That is like a drug.
Yeah.
To cyber stalk them is going to get in the way of you healing your broken heart. If that's what's going on, you are going to be in the shit for a little bit. It's going to feel crummy, and it's going to feel worse if you're looking at pictures of them with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's like self-harming. You got to like, and then go ask for support from the people that love you, the people you trust. Say, please help me. I'm like leaking all over here. I need my friends. You gotta ask for help. Because otherwise, we've all done that too, where it's like, how do you not know my heart is broken? Like, because you didn't tell me. Well, I shouldn't have to tell you. I just had a breakup. Why wouldn't you know? Well, come on. Take responsibility and ask for help, because we all need it in that situation. I'm sorry for your friend. That's really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. And that person can follow up with me as well. However, I'm not going to say anything different. Do not cyber stalk. And I know they're doing that. I know your fucking friend is doing that. And they have to stop.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I can't block them because whatever. Yeah, you can. And you don't even need me to say that. Everyone knows you got to do that. So do it. It's not, you don't wait for the fucking like motivation to do it or the pain to be over. This is a discipline. You do this for yourself, and it's going to hurt like hell, and you do it anyway.
Yeah.
So is your friend on here?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. If
do it. Block, unfollow, all of it. All of it. I'm sorry though. I'm sorry about your heart. Okay, one more.
Okay, perfect. I have one more. So this is another question for a friend, so at work they have this huge deadline coming up.
Okay.
What are some ways to like help with the stress of that looming and like having to work really hard on it?
I need way more details than that.
Okay, so they're work very hard and put a lot of like probably work a little too hard sometimes. And they have like this big grant application coming up, and so they're having to work really hard in order to like meet their deadline. But it's really like affecting them and stressing them out, like even when they're not working.
They're thinking about it when they're not working? No. We need some boundaries around that for sure. Either just fucking work your ass off till it's done. And don't see anybody and don't get your yuck on everybody. Or set it aside, walk away, go have some fun, come back later. Like don't mix those. You don't shit where you eat. You know what I mean? Like your friend probably needs some playtime in order to recharge and then go back to the grant writing, which, oh my God, that's heavy.
Yeah.
But if they can't think of anything else when they're being social, then just crank out the work until it's done. Either cram or go back. But these things really need to be separated. Because that's the kind of thing that like you're going to have dreams about and shit.
Yeah.
And that sucks. And by the way, if your friend is anywhere near your age, this is not going to be the most fucking stressful thing that happens in their lives. So they better fucking figure out how to walk away from work and be able to play. That is a life skill. And harder is not always better. And it doesn't make you some sort of bleeding heart. I see a lot of that shit like in nonprofit. Where people like bleed for their job, and if you're not bleeding for your job, then you must not really care. There's something way narcy about that nonprofit burnout. Like you want to be seen as the person who works so hard that their health suffers. That's sick. There's something sick about that. aren't you a much better role model if you do something, you work really hard doing something that you love and it brings you joy, and then
Yeah.
you can go play too, knowing that it's a job well done and you're proud of yourself. And your friend probably is not celebrating the steps of this. Like every day is an accomplishment. And so pat yourself on the back for every day you're doing something I could never do. I would never be good at grant writing at all. Oh my gosh. So I'm already impressed that they're doing that. And it's probably for something awesome, I hope, for their sake.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this shit's going to get harder. So come on, mellow out.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably not like brain surgery, Like, nobody's going to die tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and even in my job in the past, there have actually been times when someone might die tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I still don't do that kind of shit to myself because there's a self-important piece to it.
Yeah.
Like, of course you're anxious. Fine, be anxious. Then regulate the fear with the play and breathing and sleep and all the self-care. But like, also get some perspective. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I can't save someone, and neither can none of us can.
Yeah.
So like, just do the thing, and there's more to life than this grant. So
Definitely.
validate feelings. Try not to pile on other ones. And just one step at a time.
Yeah. I think like validating and shelving for when you're not working, because I did this a lot in college where I would be like stressed out about something, and then I would be like, okay, well, now I'm going to take a break, and then I'd spend the whole break worrying and still stressing, which is like,
which
pick a
made me want to
lane.
choke you out.
I know, and it's I'm seeing it too, and I'm like, oh my God, like either just work or don't work, but you can't be like, don't bring that into your leisure time and your break time, because then you're not actually breaking, and then it's like self-harm.
Totally. Plus you're making everybody else like not want to be around you, which you don't want that now. God, the precious seconds we have with friends, we don't want to repel them by fucking leaking about work. But it's really, I think that undergrad is where we very much learn this thing. And then you graduate from undergrad and you're like the lowest one on the totem pole, and you're like, oh my God, I have to be an adult or whatever. And they plug you with that.
Yeah.
Too. They put that info in your head, and it just really can freak you out. So don't buy into the hype. They know that these bosses and companies and academia, they know they can take advantage of people in their early and mid-20s. Pay them nothing, work them to the bone, and constantly just infuse them with how they're lucky to have a job that drains the life out of them. So don't buy into that. I feel for your friend, and she is probably, if she's your friend, she's probably smarter than that. So don't buy into what bosses and adults and workaholism is not virtuous.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Yeah. Okay. That's our last one, huh?
Yep.
All
Fun.
right.
This was nice.
Lovely to see you too. Thanks so much. Thank you,
Have
everyone,
fun at the winery.
Yes, thanks. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be silliness galore.
So you guys can come back next week for Throw Up Thursday. And if you have any questions during the week, text me, DM me, DM JJ. You can also go to drjjkelly.com, go to our website and schedule a free consult. That's free.
You're getting good at this, Olivia. Yes, sir. I am here.
Also, the new book is out. You can order it.
The Gifted Misfits has been out. Yes. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Yes. And the Marianne Williamson, she's backing this book. So that should help, I would think. Yeah. That should help. I'm actually going to go back to Ohio with Sam and write the third one.
Ah! Oh my
That's the
goodness.
narcissism one. So that's actually going to be, hey, Corey. Yeah, that's going to be the next one.
Can't
So
wait to read that.
yeah, people
Hell
keep
yeah.
saying that too. Yeah. I'm thinking that one's going to like take off and then people are going to learn about the other ones. I don't know, but
The cover should be like a mirror.
interesting. Interesting. I was sorry about that.
Oh no.
I gotta go. My phone's gonna die.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you everyone. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.